Annie, are you ready for chapter 3?
Yes, I am.
So let's see how this detective story is playing out. It's called Love or Money, and we're up to chapter 3. So,
Should I start now?
yes, please.
Chapter 3. Early next morning, the house was quiet. Suddenly, there was a cry from the room next to the Rogers, his mother's room. Roger opened his eyes and looked at the clock. It was nearly 7 o'clock. He got out of bed and opened the door quietly. At the same time, the door of his mother's room opened and Diana came out. Her face was very white. Roger, it's mother. I brought a cup of coffee for her and I found her dead. She's dead. Dead in her bed, she cried. Roger went quickly to the door of his mother's room and looked in. The window was open, but the room was warm. Molly was on the bed, one hand under her head. Roger went across the bed and put his hand on her arm. It was cool. On the little table next to the bed were a hot cup of coffee and an empty cup. I'm going to call the doctor, Diana said. She's dead, Roger said slowly. His face, too, was white. Mother is dead. Diana walked across the room to the door. I'm going to phone the doctor, she said again. Wait a minute, Roger called. Let's tell the family first.
So to remind our viewers, Diana is the youngest daughter, and she's always asking for money. And Roger is in the middle. And Roger has a bedroom next to his mother. So when Diana came out, this is why Roger was the first person she found. So here we can see a picture of Diana looking so surprised to see her mother dead in bed. And there is Roger with his back towards us. On the small bedside table, we can see 2 cups of coffee. One has been drunken and the other is the one Diana brought for her mother in the morning. Family. Nobody loved mother. Diana went out and ran downstairs. Roger slowly went downstairs after her and stood by the telephone. Dr. Pratt, this is Diana Clarkson. It's my mother. She's dead. Can you come quickly? Diana put the phone down. It isn't true, Roger. Mother's dead. Daddy died last winter, and now Mother. Diana began to cry. Don't cry, Diana, Roger said. Let's go upstairs and tell Uncle Albert and Jackie. Now, Uncle Albert is married to Molly's sister, her elder sister. So, Uncle Albert is Molly's brother-in-law. And Jackie is the eldest daughter. No, you tell them. Nobody loved Mother. You aren't sorry. Look at you. You want her money, that's all. Roger suddenly wanted to hit Diana. Be quiet, he said. What about you? You didn't love Mother. You wanted her money too. Don't forget that. It's true, Diana said. Oh, I can't stay in this house. I'm going out. I'm going to the river with the dogs. No, Roger said. The doctor's coming and I want you to be here.
Diana said nothing. She went into the kitchen and at once the dogs got up and came to her. Beautiful dogs. Daddy loved you and Mother loved you. Now I'm going to love you. She opened the back door and went out with the dogs. Roger did not move. He stood by the telephone. It's true, he thought. I'm happy about the money. I needed money. And now I'm rich. Things are going to be easier for me now. But mother, why didn't I love her more? And now she's dead. Slowly, Roger went back upstairs. He wanted to dress before Dr. Pratt arrived. Dr. Pratt was a little fat man without much hair. He was the family doctor and he knew all the Clarkson family very well. He went upstairs and at once and looked at Molly's body. He looked carefully at the cup of coffee and the empty cup on the table next to her bed. I'm sorry, Roger, he said. Where is Diana? She phoned me. She went out with the dogs, Roger said. She was angry with me, angry with everyone. Dr. Brett said nothing for a minute. This is going to be very difficult. I'm going to phone the police, Roger.
Right. Police? Why? What's wrong? I don't know. Your mother wasn't ill. I saw her on Thursday and she was very well. Why did she die? I don't understand. I want to find out. Roger went across to the window and looked out at the garden. It was a beautiful summer morning. The sky was blue and the garden was green. It was all very quiet. His mother loved this garden, but Tom Briggs wanted the garden, and Roger wanted the garden too. Roger felt worse and worse. So here we can see a picture of the doctor with his briefcase in his hand, and there we see Roger.
Your mother took sleeping tablets. Dr. Pratt said, did you know? On Thursday, she had a new bottle of tablets, but I can't find it here in her room. I didn't know, Roger said. Very well, let's go downstairs and you can phone the police. Roger went into the kitchen and made some coffee. Just then, Diana came in with the dogs. Roger, she said, look, I'm sorry. I was angry and said some angry things.
So, as we know in real life, sometimes when we are angry, we say things that we don't mean. But I think we say things which are half true, what we're really thinking, and maybe we shouldn't say. So, in the heat of the moment, we say things that we shouldn't say when we are angry. Now it's your turn.
Oh, it's me?
Yes.
It doesn't matter, Roger said. Here you are. Have some coffee. Dr. Pratt is phoning the police. Did you know Mother took sleeping tablets? Well, the bottle is not in her room. What? I don't understand. Diana took the coffee and began to drink. Her eyes looked big and dark. Just then, Dr. Pratt came into the kitchen. They're coming at once, he said. Diana, I'm sorry about your mother. Dr. Pratt, I want to tell you about last night. Everyone was very angry. Be quiet, Roger said quickly. Diana never thinks before she opens her mouth. He thought angrily.
Right, so Roger stopped his little sister from saying too much. Diana did not look at Roger. Last night, Mother went to bed early because everyone... Don't tell me, Dr. Pratt said. You can tell the police. Roger's face went red. Suddenly, he felt afraid. The police are going to talk to everyone and ask questions, he thought, and they're going to want answers. It's going to be very difficult. He finished his coffee and stood up. I'm going upstairs, he said. I'm going to tell Uncle Albert, who is his cousin, and Jackie, his elder sister, about mother and the police. Right, so here I've made a very quick summary by taking some notes. So if you would like to read so far the story.
So far, the Clarkson family at home in Cambridge, Thursday morning in a hot July. All the family met for dinner because it is Molly's 50th birthday.
So these are notes. They're not sentences or anything. It's just so we can remember the most important details of the story. So here we meet Molly, who has 3 children. It's her 50th birthday. She's tall and beautiful. She has 2 black dogs. She takes sleeping tablets. Molly is Annie's little sister. Molly doesn't like Annie. Molly loves her garden. She goes every day. In the evening, after dinner, she feels ill, so she goes to bed. In the morning, she is found dead at 7 a.m. I've written it wrong, not p.m., 7 a.m. There are 2 cups of coffee, one empty, another Diana took her. There is no sleeping tablet bottle in the room. So notes are just a quick way of writing the main idea or clues. Can you read about Jackie? Who is Jackie?
Jackie, eldest daughter, 30 years old, tall and fat, disease and fashion, smokes. She tries to keep, to keep the peace at dinner.
Yes, because there's lots of arguments and they're all being very sarcastic, and she just wants her mother to be happy on her birthday. Diana, youngest daughter. She's 20 years old, always asking for money. She has expensive tastes, lives in London. She sings very well, but never works. She's beautiful with long black hair and blue eyes. For the dinner, she wore an expensive long red dress. At one moment, she says in anger, she wants to kill her mother. The next day, Diana finds her mother's body. She was taking her a cup of morning coffee. She didn't want to stay in the house, so she took the 2 dogs for a walk. And Roger is the child in the middle. And I don't know a lot about him. His bedroom is next to his mother's. That's all I know at the moment. Right, can you read? Can you read about Uncle Albert?
Uncle Albert, Molly's brother-in-law. Molly doesn't like him. He is married to Annie, Molly's elder sister. She is very ill. She stays in bed all day. She has a nurse 24 hours a day.
So as it's a detective story, I think it's a good idea of our viewers take down a few notes so they don't lose the idea who everybody is, because it can get complicated. Peter Hobbs is angry after losing his first job. He's 17 years old. Molly wrote a letter to his office, lives across the road. Right, can you read Mr. Biggs?
Mr. Briggs, new man at the farm. He wants half of Molly's garden. Dirty, bad teeth.
Right, and Dr. Pratt is the family doctor. After examining the body, he wants to call the police for help to find out the killer or the murderer. He has seen Molly a few days ago when she was healthy. Right then, so we have finished another chapter, and at the end we have give our viewers some reminders of who everybody is. So do you like detective stories?
I don't mind what kind of stories as long as I can practice reading practice time.
Oh, right. Okay. I keep remembering that you don't like to read by yourself. So when I ask a question about reading or a book, I'm thinking this is silly to ask her. So if we do reading a book on the channel, you like it because it's a way of practicing your
Yeah.
English and comprehension. So it's something positive. Right then, Annie, we have to say goodbye till the next chapter. Okay then, see you.
You.